Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I don't want to waste any time. We've got an exciting guest this morning, a young lady from Canada, 22. Okay. And I know it's not cool to say, ladies' ages, but she's really an impressive young person. And so I'm excited for you guys to meet her. So I want to welcome to the show Lauren Skody. What's going on, Lauren?
Hey, how's it going?
Excellent, excellent. So, did I get all the facts right? Canada, Scody. I'm good so far.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right,
from Montreal, Canada.
Montreal. Wow, that's a place that I don't believe. Aaron, did we go to Toronto?
Yeah.
Toronto. So I haven't been to Montreal, but we went to Toronto before. 2020 hit.
Yeah.
My wife got a tattoo, and she wanted to get a tattoo from a specific artist up there in Toronto. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, was that an anniversary trip, honey? A birthday trip.
Ooh.
So yes, we're looking forward to coming back and visiting all our legendary Canadian friends sometime in the near future, having you guys come down and hang out with us.
Yeah.
But thank God for the internet, right? We can connect
Yeah.
and run our businesses online, right?
Exactly. It keeps going, even though there's COVID.
Yeah. So you're currently a college student and you're studying some sort of mathematics. I actually can't even pronounce it. Would you like to let us know what you're doing outside of and before you started online?
Yeah, so I study actuarial mathematics. So actuaries usually work for insurance companies, and it's a lot of like risk analysis, mathematic type things. So I really like it because I'm good at math. I like math, except it's just not. It only satisfies the math part of my brain, but not the whole like creative and like outgoing and entrepreneurial part of my brain. So.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. The mathematical part of my brain is basically like the freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass. It's so small.
Oh my gosh.
Well, good for you. That's great. So around Christmas time of 2020, you found Legendary. Is that the correct timeline?
Yeah, exactly. Around
Okay,
Christmas time is when I signed up.
awesome. How did you find us, and what was the deciding factor that helped you to pull the trigger?
So I found Legendary through TikTok. I followed, I think, Austin and Mitch and Nathan Earl. So I was following all these guys, and then I was like, oh, affiliate marketing sounds pretty cool. So I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have a blog. I don't want to show my face. I'm going to have a blog. Let me research how to do affiliate marketing with a blog. So for like 2 weeks, so this was like more beginning-ish December. So for like 2 weeks, I was really just looking up how to do affiliate marketing, and let me tell you, it wasn't going good at all. I didn't understand anything. I have like my OneNotes page that has all these notes that make absolutely no sense. So then afterwards, I went back and I was like, okay, let me take this 15-day challenge. Let me see what it's about. It's probably easier to learn like from a course than by myself. So then, yeah, I took the challenge and I have not stopped since then, basically.
Wow, that's incredible. So we titled the show, why to stop. Let me make sure I don't butcher it. Why you should stop looking for the perfect solution. So why talk to us about that?
So basically, I was in an internship last semester. So from September to December, I was working from home for a company, and I really didn't like it. It really wasn't going well, and I was just searching for other things to do. I was always looking up the different things to do. I tried Forex because my partner at the time was like really good at Forex, and I didn't understand anything. And I tried really hard to. And then I was looking into drop shipping. I was looking into wholesaling real estate till I realized that you can't do that in Canada. And then I was looking at a bunch of other things, and literally just scrolling on my For You page, I fell on affiliate marketing. So that's kind of what I mean by sometimes you don't like stop looking for it. Like looking for it. So I don't know what the word is, like avidly, I guess. And it's just going to find you. Law of attraction type of stuff,
Looking for it what? Avidly?
Avidly? I don't know if that's a word. I speak French, so I mix them up.
I mean, you're a lot smarter than I am, so I'm very much so expecting vocabulary and various terminologies that are way over my head. Um, so, uh, I love that. I mean, I try to be as transparent as I can on the show, so everybody can learn
Hmm.
the strategy in one of the reasons why we even do this show,
Yeah.
and kind of how just what are the teachable moments from everything that we're doing.
Hmm.
And yeah, even this show, like I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It's very, very on topic. This show, I wasn't doing it. I wasn't hosting it. I was doing other things in the company.
Yeah.
And we had other people on our team that were hosting it every day. And when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Right. And I think,
Hmm.
I talked about it with Matt and a few people on the team. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And it was like, of course I had, God, that's a commitment. Am I mentally prepared for that commitment? Am I willing to follow through with that commitment? Like I have to check myself when because of course it's public too, right? I can't really
Yeah.
stop, and, um, and yeah, so I did it, and it's ended up being one of the best things we've ever done here at Legendary is just do this show and bring on real people that are using our training, just like yourself. And it was like kind of a total accident. You know what I mean? It wasn't one
Yeah.
of the things that I sat around and we were like, okay, in 2020, Dave's going to start hosting the show, and we're going to 10x the
Yeah.
business, all this kind of stuff. But I mean, 2020 was a great year for us. I think a lot of it had to do with just people coming online. I know it was
Yeah.
a horrible year for so many people, and it was for us in terms of not doing the things we normally do. Thankfully, nobody got sick in our family, all that. But our business, because of things that were unplanned,
Hmm.
things that were out of our control, and things that we did, we had a great year. And I think that really speaks to your point, right?
Yeah. 100%. Just kind of not necessarily going with the flow, but adapting, I think almost
Yeah.
is what it is. Just kind of
Yeah.
like being able to switch on the spot, which is something that I definitely do have trouble with. I'm somebody that likes to plan everything, and I'm like, okay, on this, I'm going to do this. And then I end up pushing it back because I'm not ready. But sometimes, like, you really just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you're there, just do it.
Yeah. Well, the perfect solution is definitely something that is a pattern in many of our lives across many different categories of parts of our life. So it's
Mhm.
not just business. A lot of us come in and think, well, I have this problem in my business. And really, it's something that's a pattern in every area of my life. Usually, how I do one thing is how I do everything relating to that one thing.
Mhm.
Perfectionism is a big hurdle for a lot of people. So being the planner that you are, being the analytical person that you are, how
Yeah.
have you adjusted? That's a cute phrase. Hey, don't wait for the perfect solution. Cool, it gets the conversation started. But what
Yeah.
mental shifts have you made, and what behaviors have you made, or are you doing different that's helping you to overcome your perfectionism?
Yeah, 100%. So, a few things. Um, I've been doing a lot of kind of like inner work, I guess you would say, or personal development stuff for the past like couple months. So that has really helped. I used to kind of be really an overthinker, always overthinker or perfect learner, kind of always feeling like or like the perfect student in the sense I'm never going to know enough to get started. And I think that switch was I was getting into affiliate marketing and I was looking at everything, and this can apply really to anything, not just necessarily your affiliate marketing business, but at one point you're just like, okay, there's so much to learn. Like it's going to take me forever just to learn everything and then start. So it's just kind of like, okay, I need to take action. I need to do something. I'm just going to figure it out as I go along, which is definitely not my style, but it's working so far. It's definitely working. And oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's fantastic. Keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah. So I was talking with somebody. Somebody actually reached out to me from Spain. They do affiliate marketing, but more in like investing and stuff like that. and we hopped on a call, and he was like, why are you not expanding to other platforms? He was like, I just followed you on Instagram. Why is there nothing on your Instagram yet about affiliate marketing? I was like, oh, like, I just don't have time. Like, I haven't planned it. And he's like, it takes 2 seconds. Like, just do it. He was like, and I was like, oh, it's so true. I feel so dumb right now because I'm like, damn, like it really could have taken 2 seconds, you know, post on TikTok. Okay, post on Instagram right away. And I think that's what's kind of helping me realize everything that I'm overthinking and planning literally is taking me 10 times longer than just doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of realizing that and definitely working on that. And time management's a big part of my thing because I kind of get lost in a lot of stuff when I'm overthinking. But it's really just that, realizing that you can just kind of jump into it, really.
Yeah. Well, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. I mean, that's you know, what am I? I don't know, an educator or something. I'm a course creator and an educator. I shouldn't be saying things like that, right? Like, I'm not a professor. I just sell information on the internet through courses, coaching events, and do affiliate marketing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, as official as a college professor, but I still have, there's an expectation, right, that the things that Dave says shouldn't be just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, right? But I am saying that. I am backing and validating what you're saying, because there is a moment in time to where we must just say, fuck it, and just do it. And like, right. And just say, okay, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna see what works. I'm just gonna stop getting in my own way. And
exactly.
And you know, again, I will tell you this because there's stories and evidence to back this up, that some of, quite frankly, many of the most successful marketing campaigns that I've ever run, and that many of my successful marketing friends have ever run, were just total accidents. Like, total shots in the dark. Like, I don't know if this angle is going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could actually say, if you wanted to get really technical about the you know, the fact that everything in marketing is a test, 100% of things, not a single person who's successful with any form of affiliate marketing or any marketing online knew 100% that what they were going to do was going to work. Not a single one of them. Sure, we can model other people, we can learn, we can go through courses, we can do all the things that we do, but not a single one of us knew that exactly what we were going to do, exactly how it was going to turn out. And isn't that really similar to everything in life? Yeah. So we come into this game of marketing online, and it's like we want a written contract guarantee that if we take a specific action, that we're going to get a specific outcome. Why do you think that is? And how can we break that mentality?
I think why a lot of people think like that is literally just because we're programmed to think like that. Okay, you go to school, you get your degree. Because you have a degree, you're going to get a job, guaranteed. Supposed to be guaranteed, not very much guaranteed. But that's kind of how we're programmed to kind of always, I guess, you do something, you expect something in return. And I think that's kind of a little bit of a downfall of our society at this time. Just kind of like, I don't know, when I hear my parents saying, like, I used to play soccer as a kid. Okay, why does everybody get like a participation medal in a tournament if you came last? Like, you're getting rewards for like little things, even though like it's just a very like reward based way of learning. So I think that's why a lot of people kind of, and me included, I'm trying to break that for sure right now. But you're like, okay, if I do this, what reward am I going to get? What outcome am I going to get? And I think that especially when you're doing affiliate marketing and stuff like that on TikTok, it's such a test that you don't know what's going to work. I've tried a bunch of things. And actually this past week, I've always posted stuff where I'm kind of like, I'm sitting here and I'm talking more, not so much in a relatable sense, just more like saying like quick facts, almost. It kind of, sometimes people say like, I thought this was an ad. I rehearse way too much sometimes for my TikToks, but I posted one. I was just, my hair was up in a bun. I was in sweats and I was just like, hey, like, this is my story. And it was like a 50-second long video. And usually people don't watch my videos when I speak too much. Like the watch time on TikTok is pretty short.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are watching that video all the way through. And I was like, oh, okay, this works now. I think I figured it out. That took me 2 months to get there, but just posting stuff where you're more relatable versus kind of like, hey, like this is affiliate marketing, do this. Like,
Yeah.
I think that
Well,
kind of found what worked.
I think that one, I'm going to break the spell, and a lot of marketers would be mad at me for saying this, revealing their dirty little secrets. But the truth is that here's exactly how online marketers work, right? This is like an SNL skit. So it's like they do some shit, they have no idea if it's going to work or not, right? Then it works, right? And then they act like they meant to do that the whole time. And then they turn around and they say, I've got the secret. And if you want to know the secret, it's going to be $97, right? Like, so those of you who think that, there's these master brains who have this whole thing planned out. And quite frankly, I think that's like what a lot of business and innovation is. It's like, if you really learn the story of great entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, they were tinkering around in their garage, blowing shit up, setting things on fire, screwing stuff up, getting turned down, right? And then all of a sudden it just caught a break, or somebody saw them, or it finally worked. And then they're like, okay, let's scramble together and put together a presentation and act like we've been knowing what we were doing.
This was the plan.
This was the plan. You know what I mean? So, like, I think what I'm trying to do is normalize everybody's feelings of just, oh, I'm in the dark and I don't have the secrets, and so just knows what they're doing. If I could only, like, you have to understand human nature. Humans are constantly performing. And one thing that I got to ask you about is the hip hop dancing, and you're a dance instructor. That's really cool. But and so you said you rehearse. How has that performance of being a hip hop dancer, dance instructor, and that knowing that behind the scenes, the practice, and then when you hit the camera, you're performing, you're nailing it, and you may redo it or whatever. But I think there's kind of tying into what I was just saying. Everybody thinks that we're always nailing it on the first time, or we were just born this good on video or whatever. Talk to us a little bit about the practice making perfect, and how your experience also with dancing may be helping a little bit with your marketing.
Yes, 100%. That's an awesome question, because they're kind of intertwined, but kind of not. Like, there's some things that I take from both, but so when I started, I filmed maybe my first week, I filmed maybe 6 TikToks. I batch film everything because time. So I just take one day a week and I just film like 20 videos. So, but at the beginning I filmed like 6. Filming those 6 videos that first day maybe took me 5 hours, because I was just redoing them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. You don't realize how sometimes you don't talk well till you're on camera and you're like, I need to articulate now. So that was like one thing for me. When I was filming it, I was always like, okay, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. And then the closer I got to perfect, the more I sounded like a robot. And I don't know, it was just at the beginning, super complicated. So then I kind of started bringing in my mentality when I'm dancing. When you're dancing, when you're going to compete, when you're going to, do a show, you're on a stage or anything, yeah, you have your months of practice to back you up. You have your years of training to back you up, but you still get that stress before going on stage, that kind of like, okay, we're going on stage now. I'm walking now. And it's like right here, like right kind of in your gut. and you walk on stage and you have to stand there in your pose. It's kind of like that feeling, except because you don't want to mess up, but at the same time, you probably will mess up. I've messed up like countless times on stage at competitions, in shows and stuff like that. And it's kind of just how you take it. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's kind of funny if you make a mistake. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So it's kind of like, you're going to make mistakes in your videos. You're going to make mistakes rehearsing your videos. And sometimes the simplest thing is just to kind of take it back a notch and stop scripting everything and have some points and just talk, and then edit the good parts, but you just talk. Yeah. So I think that was like a really big thing for me, because I feel dance, I've always been like shy, especially in high school. I was pretty shy. I didn't like talking. I didn't like presentations in front of the class. I was super nervous all the time. But dancing, I was just kind of like, I'm ready to go on stage. I get a little nervous those 5 seconds before, but when I'd get on stage, I'd kind of be like, oh, like, I'm good. Like, this is my stage. And now it's kind of taking that and being like, okay, I need to apply that, but I have to talk now. I need to be okay with talking now.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So you're learning to, use your voice when that's not been a part of your performance style in the past. So that's really new for you. It's not,
100%.
I mean, but what's interesting, and this is another thing I want to point out, is that practice, that discipline of practicing, of knowing that you're not going to be good the first day, week, month, maybe even the first year. Like, you're going to have to practice. And really, some of the best practice that I've got is actually being in the game. So so check this out. The practice to me used to mean what I did when, for example, the camera wasn't on, the scripting, whatever, if I'm talking in the mirror. But now, to me, practice is what I practice having the camera on. So I'm recording so much all the time. Literally, whether it's this is practice to me, right? I'm conversating, I'm thinking, my brain's working, I'm talking marketing, I'm coming up with angles, I'm getting language from our customers that I can then turn around and use in marketing, right? Because if you're new, then the words that you say and the fears that you had, it helps me to understand my target customer better, right? So it keeps me fresh, it keeps me sharp.
Yeah.
If I'm recording welcome videos for people, or if I'm, everything, I just redid the entire business blueprint, affiliate marketing business blueprint course. That was dozens of hours of talking. And so my point is that you actually can practice and get better by being live. You don't have to wait. And I think, and that's totally normal. It's killing two birds with one stone. And you're never going to get to a point to where, especially if you're new, that it's going to be so great, you're going to love it. And you're going to be like, okay, this is the one. You also, like, this is the one. You also, I see people, I saw this comment the other day. It was like, well, I've been posting on Facebook for 24 hours, or TikTok on 24 hours in my videos. And it's just like, wow. It's like, when did we or anyone else say that one day was enough? One day isn't enough to get your feet wet. I mean, one day you are still learning your name. It takes me sometimes a day to warm up. I mean, I go to an event and I use the first half a day just to get my lungs warmed up. I mean, it's not there is one day is nothing. It's the freckle on the pimple of a freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass, right? On a rhino's ass, who's sitting on an elephant's ass, who's sitting on a molehill, who's sitting on a mountain. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Nothing really.
Right. So, just this expectation. I think the other thing I asked you a few minutes ago, what has created this expectation for all of us now, many of us now, that we should just, see results right away and get disappointed and down on ourselves when we don't right away. Well, I think platforms like TikTok have been a double-edged sword for us because never before
Definitely.
have never before have platforms given people the ability to be able to kind of go viral the way that TikTok has. But at the same time, everybody doesn't get that lucky, right?
Yeah.
And part of it is really just luck. Part of it is just, and when I say luck, I mean you got to be consistent with what you're
Yeah.
doing. But man, one might take off, and like you said, you're in sweats, hair up, you talking nonsense, and it's just like that went viral. Like, dang, you don't really know.
Exactly.
So I think that it's about managing our expectations. And I talk about this a lot with our team, like when we're on the phone with people, we're talking to people, or on the show, like managing expectations. It's really important that we don't have unrealistic expectations about how fast this is going to happen. So with that being said, what do you see now for your, like, you're going to college, you're a dance instructor, you're now doing affiliate marketing. Tell us what you see and how maybe things have changed, maybe they haven't changed in terms of what your future looks like here over the next year or two.
Yeah, 100%. So there's a few things also, I think that really ties into what I'm like working on myself, because with social media, when you go on your phone, when you go on social media, you get instant, I think instant gratification or like satisfaction. Because you're going on TikTok, you can hit refresh. You go on Pinterest, you can hit refresh, and there's always new things. You're always like satisfying your brain. You're always getting that like instant, not instant reward, but that instant, something's happening. And I think that's why, like, when you're making your plans for the future, and after a day, you're like, well, my videos didn't work. They didn't blow up. It's kind of because of that, because you on TikTok, you see everybody going viral because that's all you see. So you're like, well, why not me? But there's so many other people there too that are just, their videos don't do well. Some of my videos didn't do well at the beginning, and I was like, this is rough. But you have to get used to it. So my plan for the future is, I don't really set exact goals, because like I said, I don't want to get my expectations up, and I don't want to have that letdown or whatever. I'd rather just be pleasantly surprised. So I have an idea. I just don't have like a set goal and a set date, because what I think is more important for me, for where I'm at, and I think it's actually something that's kind of good and useful for everybody. It's, everybody can have goals. I feel like every single person in the world, whether they're successful, not successful, they have a goal. Are they working towards it? Are they doing proactive things to get there? I think that's the difference, really. And habits, I'm trying to instill like a lot of good habits into my routine to kind of get in that mindset of, the entrepreneur mindset, the like being successful, and kind of just being like good with where I am. So kind of bringing all of those good habits into my routine to get where I want to be is what I'm really, really focusing on right now. So that can go from it's really anything. Some I have a lot more trouble with than others, but I really see myself, putting the time in, because this summer I don't have an internship or anything. I'm just working part-time, and I'm going to have a bunch of time for affiliate marketing. So I really see myself putting in all the time that I have into this. I want to start on YouTube. I want to expand to Instagram. I want to expand to Pinterest. I want to do a whole bunch of things. Yeah. And that's kind of my goal. My goal is really to set myself up to not get overwhelmed, is to really plan out, not so much plan out everything, but kind of give myself like a manageable schedule to get there. And then in 1 year or 2 years, if affiliate marketing takes off, I'm going to be the happiest person in the world. If everything works for me, I'm going to be so happy, because that's really my goal, is to kind of do this as my not full-time job, but my main stream of income. Yeah. If not, that's okay too. I'm finishing my degree in a year. If I have to work, because I want to get into real estate, if I have to work to show that I have a stable income so that I can get a mortgage, that's okay too. I'm kind of just setting myself up to be like okay with any outcome, really. And that's why I think it's really important to focus on my habits and my mindset, because like that, no matter what, I'm going to be like, hey, like I put the work to get here. I'm not disappointed. Yeah. I'm good,
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think goals really can. I think goals can really get us in a ball of a shame spiral, right? When we set goals that are just unrealistic, and we don't have
Yeah.
somebody kind of pull us back and rein us back in and say, hey, honestly, that might be a little bit unrealistic. So why not, instead of shooting for the stars, shoot for the moon? And if you hit the stars, great. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's how the quote goes. But make a more realistic goal is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Make a more realistic goal, um, and make a goal that helps you to win, like you're saying, no matter what. That's one of the things that I've done. You
Mm-hmm.
talk about your personal development work. I mean, that means different things for everybody. For me, it's meant, like, I spent the last couple of years really going to a lot of therapy. I mean,
Yeah.
doing a lot of childhood work and doing just going.
That inner child really gets you.
Man, that inner child, man, is a little guy that needs a lot of love, right? And
Yeah.
needs a lot of attention. Um, and that this is different for everybody. I really think that in a way it's not different. We all could benefit from inner child work in therapy and in trauma work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's been my focus over the last couple of years. And boy, oh boy, when I've set these, when I've made those pieces my goals and the commitments around those pieces, like I made a commitment that I was going to continue going to therapy no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I was going to
Mm-hmm.
continue to be a part of this group that I'm a part of no matter what. I'm going to continue to do these pieces that are going to make me a better person no matter what happens with my business. What's happened is that I've become a better father. I've become a better husband, and my business has taken off too, right? Because I didn't just have this goal of just like money, finances, like I got it. And then, because I say this all the time, you don't get the money and then become the person. You become the
Yeah.
person and then you get the money.
Yeah.
It's so, if any of you guys are wondering what sort of goals or what should I be focused on as a milestone for the next 12 months of my life, I would invite you to think about some of the things that Lauren and I are talking about, taking your focus away from external things that it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg, right? Everybody sees the tip of the iceberg, but not the large part that's below the water. And so financial goals can sometimes be that tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I want the house, the car, I want to get out of debt. Well, that's cool. And that's the tip of the iceberg, but there's usually a big part of the iceberg down below. I call it the mechanics and the dynamics. It's the dynamic pieces down below that are going to help you to accomplish whatever your goal is, because that's the largest part of the thing that needs to be worked on, is kind of the inside stuff that you don't really see, that nobody really sees. And I also think that's very true. And I think it's good for us to be hearing from you now, because you've had quite significant success in just a short period of time, 4 or 5 months. And it's nice to hear what you've been focused on and working on, and what your mindset has been sort of behind the scenes, because of course we all see the rehearsed version of the video that gets posted after it's been practiced a couple of times, edited, and then we're like, oh, I'll never be like her, right? And it's like, well, are you focused on the same things that she's focused on behind the scenes? And are you consistently doing the work, putting the content out, editing, right? Practicing, doing all these things. And what I call that is comparing our insides to somebody's outsides.
Mm-hmm.
I compare my insides that nobody sees to the outsides of you that I see, instead of comparing my insides to your insides, right? And that kind of can be applied to a lot of things, right? A lot of times we'll see somebody on video, boy, they're so confident. But just as you described, freaking freaked out before you go on stage, or maybe even before you hit the record button. So here I am comparing my insides to what I see on the outside on you, thinking that you don't have feelings, that you're not
Yeah,
having anxiety when you are, but you're just pushing through it.
exactly. It's really just pushing through it, especially when I film my videos. I live in my parents' house. I'm in my room right now. But my mom would come in here because she does her work like right outside of my room. When I film videos, I talk and then I mess up my words and I'm screaming. I'm like, why? Why? I can't get it. And my mom comes in, she's like, I know it's hard. It's okay. You'll get through it.
Oh, your mom is so sweet.
She's so cute because she does the same things, like film stuff for the dance studio and stuff like that. Because she owns the dance studio that I teach at, that I dance at. So she has to film videos, and she hates it too. She's kind of like, I hate being on camera. I can't do this. So she's like, you're gonna be okay. Just push through it. You'll get used to it.
She sounds really supportive, though.
Yeah, 100%. Super supportive. My parents are great for that.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's great. We'll give my best to your parents for doing a great supportive job with you, and congratulations on all your fantastic action taking, not just success, right? But all the work that you've done behind the scenes that we may not see, but now you're sharing with us, that's helped you to create the results that you have. And I hope you'll come back and continue to keep us posted, on your journey. And I want one final last word to you. If somebody is listening right now and wondering if they should get involved with our community, or maybe they were sitting on the checkout page getting ready to take the challenge or something, and they somehow fumbled or stumbled upon this live and they're listening to you, what would you say to them?
That's a really good question. My goodness. I would say, if you're thinking about it, just do it, because if you're anything like me, the regret of not knowing what could have happened if you did do it is going to come back and haunt you. Try it out. See if it's for you. That's my advice. If it's for you, great. If it's not, you'll move on to the next thing, and that's good too. But at least you don't regret it.
Yeah. What do you think about the community here in terms of some of the other communities you've been a part of, dance communities, the supportive element there? What do you think about our community here and what we've got as far as different marketers and curriculum and kind of all these things working together?
I honestly, it's the people in this community have helped me grow so much and kind of shift my mindset, but also kind of be able to take action. And because I asked a lot of questions when I was getting started, and I was like, what's a domain? What do I do? So I'm asking all these types of questions and how to set stuff up, and the amount of support and the amount of just like positive energy and positive vibes is really just enough to fuel me and keep me going. And I think that's what's most important, because good vibes attract good things, law of attraction, stuff like that. So really just having this positive, supportive community where people, they post their little, like their wins, their milestones, and there's a lot of people congratulating others, and there's a lot of help, and it's just really awesome. I love it. I'm so happy that I stumbled upon this, because honestly, it's just, I've always had trouble with being more negative, and just falling into this community of affiliate marketers has just been awesome, because it's making me focus on the positive. It's making me realize, hey, like there's so many good things happening right now that I need to focus on, rather than kind of not tearing myself down, which I'm sure everybody's been there. Like when you get insecure, you tear yourself down. So it's, instead of focusing on those little things, you're focusing on all your little wins. And I think that's really what this community has helped me with, honestly.
Great. Well, I hope we can continue to do that, because what I see is a superstar. What I see is an incredible, talented, smart, honest, and strong person who is going to kick a whole lot of ass in the future. Keep up the great work, all right? And let us know if there's anything we can do to help, okay?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, really, for everything you've done, for having me on the live, for starting all this, for getting me into affiliate marketing, honestly.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. And thanks for coming on and sharing your time and giving back the way that you've done today. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Lauren. See you later.
See ya.
All right, guys. What an incredible interview. So many nuggets. We've got Lauren's TikTok up on the screen. You guys can go check her out, follow her, learn from her. Remember though the work that she's doing behind the scenes, right? So if you want to get similar results, then just make sure that you remember the full picture, right, and not just the end result. That's a huge takeaway for me and hopefully everybody else today. So many takeaways, positive comments, and thank you guys so much for showing so much support in the comments. As you know, this can also be somewhat terrifying to come on and do a live interview, right? Live, I mean, you can always edit stuff out when you film things, but this is live, so it takes a lot of courage to do this. And any of you who come on this show, I mean, I come on 15 seconds before we go live, and I'm just kind of like, let's go, and it's just, so it's a big deal. You guys are very supportive in the comments. We appreciate that. And we appreciate that you continue to come back and lift up these guests that we have on every day, because it's a big deal. And I hope to have each one of you guys on the show eventually one day, if that's something that you want. So keep up the great work, keep striving forward, keep doing the deal, be legendary, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time for Wake Up Legendary. Peace.